Yo. What's good, man? This is your boy at DFSMasterMind _ over on Twitter. Thank you for clicking on the video. Today's date is still July the 5th. I'm going to be talking about the night games, man. The main slate. We got 12 games to look at. A ton of offense, man. Pitching is a little scarce. I was doing my research, man. I don't see too many pitchers that I'm in love with, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop into it, man. I'm gonna give you some of my stacks that I'm looking at, some of the top offenses, my top pitching, and maybe a few hitters, man. We'll see if I got any must plays. But yeah, man. Starting off, dude. As far as pitcher, I'm looking at Garrett Cole, man. Garrett Cole. He's going up against Philly. It's in Philly. Phillies have an implied run total of 4.1. Garrett Cole has been very, very decent. I know in his last start, he kind of got rocked a little bit. Yeah, he gave up seven earned runs, man. And he just, he didn't look that good. He struck out 7 though. He struck out 7 but gave up 7 runs. Ended up with 4 points. That's bad. But if you scratch that game, past 3 games, 20-plus points, and he's been striking out around 6. I think he's in a decent spot tonight, man. We know Philly strikes out a ton, and I think they're going to have a watered-down lineup, man. The lineup hasn't came out yet, but I believe he's in a good spot, man. He's highly favored in this game. Philly's implied run total is 4.1. So I'm gonna lock him in, man. I feel comfortable with him. He was just the first one to catch my eye, man. And after doing some research, I really don't want DeGrom. I think Alex Wood will be very, very chalky. I think he's in an okay spot, but I wouldn't be surprised if he got a little touched up. I feel more comfortable with my boy Garrett Cole, man. So I'm locking him in as my number 1 pitcher. SP2, man. I'm gonna just go with Bauer. I think Trevor Bauer is definitely going to be highly owned as well. He's going up against the Padres. Anytime we get anybody playing up against the Padres, it's something that people look for. It's a place to attack. And Trevor Bauer, his strikeout stuff is pretty good, man. If he don't get shaken early in the game, he normally has pretty good outings. I think he's in a decent spot, man. Like I said, going up against the Padres, who yesterday only scored 1 run to win the game. I think he's in an okay spot, man. I think he's in an okay spot. My cousin just asked if this was. He just sent me a text message. He don't even got my number saved. That's crazy. But anyway, oh, I got a new phone. That's why. It makes sense now. But yeah, my top 2 pitchers is definitely Garrett Cole and then Trevor Bauer. I'm plugging those 2 guys in. Now, as far as top offenses tonight, man, of course, we got a core slate. Grab what you want out of that game. Feel free, man. Implied run total 6.1 for Colorado, and right now 6.2 for Cincinnati. I think this is a very attackable game. Surprisingly, Detroit has the highest run total. Their run total is at 6.4. That's super high, man. They're going up against Todd Blatch. I think he's Detroit versus a lefty, man. Y'all know we like to attack that. So they're in a good spot. A couple other offenses worth mentioning. Minnesota, they have a pretty high run total, sitting at 5.8. They're going up against a reliever turned starter, Young Buck. They should rock him. And you got some wind blowing out in that game. I do think that's a decent spot for Minnesota. A game stack. I'm finna talk probably 2 game stacks. Number 1 is going to be number 1 game stack is going to be Boston and Texas. If the game plays, man, it might not play. It's a little rain concern. But in this game, man, we're at Arlington Park. The ball flies out of there. We got 2 below average pitchers. if this game plays, man, stack it up, dude. Stack it up. It's a really good spot. 88 degrees, but like I said, it has a little weather concern, man. Make sure you keep an eye on that. Next game stack, man. I'm going to throw Milwaukee and the Orioles out there, man. I think this is a good spot for both teams, man. Mainly Milwaukee, but I think the Orioles could be kind of sneaky, man. I actually, I don't know who Baltimore's pitcher is. I've never seen this guy in my life. I actually looked him up. He had some some stats to look at. He walks a ton of guys, man, a ton of batters. Anytime we're targeting pitchers, I like to look for that walk rate. You know, if a pitcher starts walking too many people, you know, the bases gets loaded, and y'all know what happens, man. They flip over the lineup. So I think Milwaukee's in a good spot. Same thing with the Orioles, man. Matt Garza is not that good, in my opinion. I think we can take advantage of him. That's going to do it for the game stacks, man. Additional stacks that I wrote down. I wrote just Houston down. I wrote them down. I think they're in a good spot. I would say Atlanta as well. Going up against Joe Musgrove, I'm not a big believer in his talent. So I think that could be a sneaky game stack situation. Last night we seen Houston score 12 runs, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So and Turner Field, man, the ball flies out. The ball flies out, man, and we seen the Astros shake it. I think Atlanta will show up a little more tonight, man. So keep an eye on that. But my favorite stack, it's my sneaky low own. I'm on this one the most. It's going to be the Pirates, man. I think they go underlooked. They're on the road versus Ben Lively, who strikes out nobody, man. I'm just waiting for this lineup to get confirmed, and then I'm going to start building my lineup. But I can tell already, I love this game, man. I love the team. I love the pitcher in this spot, and I love the batters, man. I think Garrett Cole definitely gets the win. Pittsburgh, they're going to put up plenty of run support versus a guy who can't strike people out, man. If you're a pitcher and, man, you can't strike nobody out, you're going to be struggling, man. That's rough. That is very, very rough. So that's going to do it for my stacks. My top pitching, like I said, Garrett Cole, Trevor Bauer. I think he's pretty safe tonight. And top stacks, no-brainers, man. Just Detroit versus a lefty. You got Colorado Coors, if you can afford that. I hate even putting that one in there, man, because that's an obvious. Minnesota's in a good spot. Stack up this Boston and Texas game if it plays. Milwaukee Orioles, Houston Atlanta, and then my favorite is going to be the Pirates, man. I'm all over the Pirates tonight, man. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter at DFSMasterMind_. Y'all bless up. Have a good day. And, you know, let's get to that green line, man. Cash out. Bless up.